watching CoastLife. And Paige, you know there's so many incredible places and things to do and things to eat in Ocean City.
Do I know it? Yes.
And one really unique way to explore all those amazing meals and experiences is with the OC Foodie. Our field correspondent, Maya Henry, is going to tell us more.
Paige and Leah, I have a delicious treat in front of me. I have a Nacho's Mother's Grilled Cheese. That name is one of a kind within itself. And right beside me, I have Miss Sandy Gillis. How are you, Miss Sandy?
I'm great, Maya. How are you?
Very good. And Miss Sandy is doing something really cool that I have never heard of, and maybe you haven't heard of it either, but today you will. So Miss Sandy, tell me about your OC Foodie Tour.
All right. Basically, it is a culinary journey through Ocean City's impressive local restaurant and bar scene. We combine history, local lore, fun facts, and you learn about the families who created this wonderful dishes and the places that you get to stop at.
Nice. So you say you tell the history while having people tour these different locations.
Yes.
What are some of these locations that you take people?
Well, right now we're at Tail Chasers, which is one of our favorite places for the bay hopping tour that we do. The bay hopper comes to 3 different locations, Tail Chasers being one of them, and a couple other restaurants. Actually, we stop at the Ocean City Center for the Arts as well.
Wow, that's really cool. And is there a limit on how many people can come on this? Do they go by boat? Do they walk? How does this tour kind of go?
It's about 12 is the maximum, 4 is the minimum. Several of our tours are walking tours where we stop at 5 or 6 different places, tasting all kinds of wonderful things along the way while learning about the families that started it.
Ooh.
And the one that goes by boat, we go to 3 locations. We have one tour that goes by an air-conditioned bus where we go out to the winery, we go out to a few locations in Berlin, we change it up each tour. So it's always a surprise. We never know what the chef's gonna prepare.
So you go by bus, you go by walking, and you said you even go by boat as well?
Yes.
How did this idea even come to be? This is really cool.
I know, right? My husband and I discovered these food tours about 8 or 9 years ago when we were traveling. And it's the best way to get to learn about a town with a local. A guide's going to take you around to all the places, the nooks and crannies, places you would never normally find on your own. So we discovered these tours and we started doing them every time we went away. And I kept saying to my husband, somebody needs to do this in Ocean City. It's a great thing for people to learn about Ocean City while nibbling on different food items.
And do you see more locals or do you see more tourists doing this?
It's about half and half, believe it or not. A lot of our guests that come are locals, and they're surprised at how much they learn about the city they've lived in.
Yeah. I actually want to take a tour like this. Usually when I go eat, it's just you stop at a restaurant, you go do what you have to do. But that's really cool that you thought of this cool idea.
Yeah. And it gets you out of your normal place because we all go to the same 5 places. We order the same thing when we get there.
Of course.
So this gets you a different variety of things to taste that you might not normally taste. Some of our tours offer a crab cracking lesson where we open the crab, we show you the body parts, tell if it's male or female, and tell you a little bit of history about the crab, which is, of course, our delicacy here in Ocean City and all of Maryland. Soft shell crab is also on the menu, which is a unique dish. Oysters.
Yes.
A lot of people, unless you've lived in Maryland, have never tried those things.
And that's very true. I had a soft shell crab before, but I know yours are probably way better than my experience. So the history of this, did you get the history all from yourself? Was it research? How did you go about finding all the great things about all the different tours that you have?
Well, a lot of the information came from Bunkman's book. It's called Vanishing Ocean City.
Okay.
And I got his permission to use a lot of his articles and his photographs. And just some great old school history, a lot of research and asking locals. I did a lot of interviews with every restaurant, every chef. I have about 60 restaurants that I've partnered with. So I've interviewed every one of them and found out the things that inspire them and what they like to prepare and how it connects to Ocean City and our history.
And what are some of the tours that you take people on? You said there's 8 tours altogether?
We have a downtown Ocean City, which starts at the Angler Restaurant, which is the oldest restaurant in Ocean City. And that's where the history of fishing began with Captain Bill Bunting, just, the White Marlin Open. We talk about that a lot.
Yes.
And then that takes you down to the inlet where we learn about the hurricane in 1933 that created Assateague Island and opened the inlet, which allowed for the fishing industry to come in. Nice. Then we walk up the boardwalk and we taste lots of sweet, unique things. And Midtown Tour is more the modern part of town with the restaurants that are there year round. It's a newer part of town, less history, but more for the foodie that maybe already has done that tour or has already learned about Ocean City. Berlin is wonderful, the town of Berlin. There's a lot of history there.
Okay.
Atlantic Hotel is a great place.
Nice.
And a lot of old historic touches that we touch on there. So that's a wonderful place. And then the history of Salisbury, Savory Salisbury Tour. Wonderful town, great restaurants year round. And a lot of people from Ocean City have never even been downtown Salisbury, and there's wonderful restaurants down there.
That's absolutely cool. And I would love to try something like this. And I know you guys would love to try it too. So what do we have in front of us going on, Sandy?
Well, this is something that you'll taste on the Bay Hopping Savor the Bay food tour. So this is the Nacho Mother's grilled cheese.
Yes.
So you can give that a try. This is a cheeseburger.
Okay.
And of course, French fries.
All right.
And let me know what you think.
All right, Sandy. So we got our mother's nacho.
Nacho Mother's grilled cheese.
Girl, there we go. And we also have another alcoholic beverage. What kind of alcoholic beverage is this one?
That is the Tail Chasers Orange Crush. As you know, Ocean City's famous for the Orange Crush.
Yes.
And they make them great here.
And I'm really excited to try it. You want to try it with me?
Sure.
All right. It tastes like a cheesesteak and a grilled cheese, and it is so good. That is really good. So do people get to try things like this on your tours? Is this one of the things they've tried?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, they are super lucky. And how about this Orange Crush?
Give it a try. Simply let me know what you think.
All right. This is really good. Paige and Leah, as you can see, this food speaks for itself, and I'm definitely excited to go on one of these tours. So Sandy, how can someone reach you if they would love to go or try this food or go on one of your tours?
They can just go to ocfoodietour.com and book the tour themselves. You can check all of our social media pages for all the videos and shots of all the actual food that we serve.
All right, guys, there's more Coast Life on the way.
This segment of Coast Life was brought to you by Ocean City Tourism.